4,351 days until collapse. January 3rd, 1990. You're 32. Chemical engineer, Houston. New job at a pipeline company called Enron. Nobody's heard of it. First day, your new boss walks in. Jeffrey Skilling, Harvard MBA. Coldest eyes in the room. We're not an energy company. We're a financial company that happens to move gas. You nod slowly. You have no idea what that means. Neither does anyone else in the room, but nobody asks, because nobody wants to be the one who doesn't get it. This is how Enron works from day one. Not fear, not force, just the quiet terror of looking stupid in a room full of smart people. Signing bonus, $60,000. Stock options, 4,000 shares at $12. The timer starts. 3,250 days until collapse. January 1993. Enron is changing fast. A colleague explains it over lunch. We sign a 20-year contract today. We book all 20 years of profit today. But what if the projections are wrong? He shrugs. By then we'll have signed 10 more. You're not sure this makes sense, but he said it so confidently. And he went to Wharton. So you write it down in your notebook like it's obvious. Stock, $22. Your options, $40,000 on paper. You buy your first house. 2,513 days until collapse. January 1995. You got promoted. You're building Enron's broadband division now. The pitch, trade bandwidth like natural gas. At the all-hands meeting, Skilling says, in 5 years, Enron will be the world's largest company. The room erupts. You erupt. Later, a colleague leans over. How does the bandwidth trading actually work? Not sure exactly, you say, but Skilling's been right about everything so far. She nods. You both go back to clapping. That night, you call your wife. Put everything in Enron's 401k. Are you sure? I'm building this thing with my hands. Stock, $47. Your options, $140,000 on paper. You are so sure. 1,443 days until collapse. December 1997. The broadband division loses money every quarter, but the stock keeps going up. You ask your manager. He sends you to finance. Finance sends you back to your manager. A friend in accounting pulls you aside. Don't look too hard at the books. Fasto has it handled. The CFO? How? Structures, special entities. The losses go somewhere else. You wait for him to explain further. He doesn't. You don't ask. You're an engineer. This is finance. You nod like you understood. You did not understand. You go back to your desk and Google special purpose entity. You close the tab after 2 sentences. Is it legal? The lawyer signed off. Arthur Anderson signed off. Everyone signed off. Good enough. Stock, $62. You open a college fund for your daughter. Enron stock, obviously. Let's pause the countdown for a moment. What you're about to watch only makes sense if you understand what was happening underneath. 3 mechanisms destroyed Enron. Let's go. 1. Mark to market. Sign a 10-year contract today, book all 10 years of profit. Today. Who decides how much? Enron does, so the number is always optimistic. Stock goes up, executives cash out, actual revenue arrives years later. It's a fraction. By then, 50 more contracts cover the gap. 2. The Raptors. CFO Fasto had a magic trick, losing $400 million in a division. Sell the loss to a shell company, off the balance sheet. Investors see only the good numbers, but the shell companies were funded with Enron stock. When the stock fell, they collapsed. Every hidden loss came back at once. Fasto personally made $30 million on both sides of every deal. 3. The watchdog that didn't bark. Every public company has an auditor, an independent firm, someone who checks the books. Enron's auditor was Arthur Anderson, 89 years old, legendary. They knew about everything. They signed every report. Why? Enron paid them $52 million a year. When investigators came, Anderson employees shredded documents. Tons of paper. The firm was convicted, collapsed in months. 28,000 jobs gone. The watchdog didn't just fail to bark, it helped bury the body. 365 days until collapse. December 2nd, 2000. Enron hits $90.75, all-time high. Fortune, America's most innovative company. 6 years in a row. A journalist asks Skilling to explain exactly how Enron makes money. Skilling smiles. "We're a logistics company. We move value." The journalist writes it down. He doesn't understand either. Nobody does. The article is glowing. Your options, $314,000. Total Enron exposure, $1.3 million. Your 401k, your daughter's college fund, everything. Skilling is named CEO. He buys a yacht. We don't just change the game, we are the game. 1 year left. 180 days until collapse. June 5th, 2001. An analyst on a live conference call challenges Skilling. Why doesn't Enron release a proper balance sheet? Skilling's response, live to thousands of investors. "Well, thank you very much. We appreciate it, asshole." The office laughs nervously. That week, Skilling sells $15 million in stock. You don't sell a single share. 7 days until collapse. November 25th, 2001. Stock, $4, down from $90 in 11 months. Your wife calls. "Sell, please, just sell." "It's temporary. The fundamentals." "What fundamentals?" "You know the hallways, the coffee machine, the speeches. You don't know the books. You never did. You're $1.3 million, $57,000 and falling. Day 0. December 2nd, 2001. 8:47 a.m. Someone runs past your office. 8:52 a.m. Email from HR. Subject, important company announcement. First word, bankruptcy. 8:53 a.m. You log into your 401k, hands shaking. 8:54 a.m. Trading in Enron stock has been suspended. It's been suspended for weeks. A planned transition. You couldn't have sold anyway. Executives had no such restrictions. They'd been selling for months. 9:02 a.m. Stock halted at 26 cents. 9:03 a.m. $1.3 million to $3,700. 9:04 a.m. You sit completely still. You gave this company 12 years. You nodded in every meeting. You closed every tab you didn't understand. It was never real. Epilogue. Today, 2026. Ken Lay died before sentencing. Skilling served 12 years. Now consulting on energy projects. Fasto served 6 years. Now speaks at ethics conferences. $40,000 a talk. You're 68. Your daughter took out loans for college. At a dinner party, someone shows you their portfolio. AI infrastructure company. Former Google VP pre-revenue, but the projections are incredible. Have you read their balance sheet? He laughs. You don't look at balance sheets at this stage. You recognize the feeling on his face, the nodding, the confidence, the not asking. You wore it for 12 years. Good luck, you say. His countdown has already started. Enron's collapse wiped out $74 billion in shareholder value. 20,000 employees lost their jobs. Thousands lost their entire retirement savings. The executives who locked employees out of selling their 401k were never charged. Jeffrey Skilling's total compensation in his final years, $132 million.